Hello, everyone. Amanda here from The Authentic Heart. Thank you so much for joining me for another reading. So, today's reading is a pick a card all about the truths of your soul that need to find you right now. So, what aspects of self are calling to you at this time? In this reading, we are going to be looking into, we're going to do just a general energy check to see what theme or area of yourself is the area of focus. We are going to see what the truth is that is calling to you. We are going to get messages about this truth from your spirit guides, your higher self, and your future self. And then we are going to see how you can better work with these truths of your soul. So let's get started. If you would like to, you can go ahead and pause the video now. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and then choose the pile that calls to you the most. Choose the stone that draws your attention, that you feel most aligned with. And then come back to the video. Timestamps will be in the description. And jump ahead to the stone or pile that you chose. So we have pile number 1 with the Scolecite. See if I can get the camera to focus on it. And we have pile 2 here with this agate. Oh, I wish these would focus. Wonder if I put something behind it. That's better-ish, right? All right, and then we have pile number 3 with black tourmaline. So go ahead and choose your pile, and I will see you in your reading. All right, hello to everyone who chose pile number 1 in the Scolecite stone. So this stone is used for the purpose of heightening your intuition, spiritual connections. It also looks like a bone, which I absolutely love about it. It's got these little holes in it. Let me see if I can get this to focus. This is going to be annoying. There she is. Yeah, so it's got those little divots and holes and impurities, and it looks like a bone. Gorgeous. Love it. So if you chose this pile, there is a chance that you are highly intuitive. Your intuition plays a big role in your life and how you navigate things. I'm also getting like bone collector energy. So if you're someone who likes to collect bones that you find in the wilderness, or just fascinated by human anatomy or the anatomy of other animals, things like that, those are coming through. This could be confirmation for you. Let's get into this and let's find out the truths of your soul that are trying to find you right now. What do you need to know about these truths of yourself? All right. Okay. Interesting. So, we have the gilly. And I'm actually going to read from the book for this one. But I am getting the sense that you are someone who feels like it is very important to work hard, but also have fun while doing so. Let's see. I wonder how easy it's going to be for me to find this in the book. Okay. This is alphabetical. It's not. Thank you for your patience as I try to find this card. Inconveniently not alphabetized. There it was. Okay. The Gilly. I find success by service when everyone else has given up hope. Yeah, this does have like kind of like warrior energy, just perseverance and kind of accepting challenges head on. The Gilly is the servant of all. Before any untried boy can aspire to be a warrior, he must serve the older man, running errands, picking up knowledge as best he can. He has not earned the right to the weapons of manhood yet, but he has his sling, with which he can bring down small game. It is only by being attentive and obedient in service that he will learn the ways of manhood. Okay. With what a skillful hand the young lion has killed it. Okay. So this is... This gives Aries energy as well. So the Gilly is basically the young hunter. Hunter in progress, still in training, hasn't quite figured out the ways of the world yet. So this is just the beginning of something for you. Let's see. Let's see what areas of life this could be talking about. But this is very... There's a childlike, adventurous energy. Very fearless, very curious. So that might be something that you've been... Like, an energy you've been experiencing more lately is just feeling more curious and maybe a little bit more impulsive, wanting to try new things. And whereas maybe in the past you would have been overthinking something, now you feel more guided to just go and do it, taking more inspired action. I'm getting that instinct is very strong for you, so acting on instincts. Quick movements. Always watching your back. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what truth of your soul needs to find you right now? Follow the leader. Yeah. As we just read about the Gilly, who is the young hunter who's still learning how to hunt from the older, wiser people that are teaching them. So right now is time for you to follow the leader. And the description of the Gilly as well is talking about how they can still hunt small game. And in this image here, on this card, there are a bunch of little birds. Small game, if you will. I'll try to focus this, sorry. Come on, friend. There it is. Follow the leader. Look at all these little birds here. Small game. So your path right now, what you are, the truth of your soul, you are following right now. You have started something fresh. This is the beginning of a new journey. And the small game message kind of gives me like one step at a time. So the truth of your soul that is revealing itself to you at this time is your curiosity, your childlike nature, your desire to have fun in everything that you do, knowing that the work that you're putting in is, I'm hearing gruesome, but like it's difficult, it's hard work, new experiences, and you're being called to enjoy yourself as you go through this period of your life and you're going down this new path, there might be someone specific who's teaching you, or you just have influences in your life that you're looking up to and you're striving to be better. And you're looking at the people that you perceive to be leaders and saying, I want some of that. You know, looking at the attributes that they have, their routines, how they got to where they are, and how you can embody that and express that and use some of that beautiful energy. You're becoming someone and something different at this time. So very much, I think a rebirth has occurred. And this is the path you're on right now. You're just kind of following it to see where it leads you. I think life has given you a fresh perspective, and you're kind of settling into this version of yourself that has just been birthed and getting to know yourself. And there's so much curiosity energy coming through here. So definitely a lot of learning. You might be going to school or thinking about going to school to learn something new, or just the school of life, just experiencing things from a very different perspective. So let's see. More about this truth. Movement. Yeah, I love that. And the balancing act, number 11. Okay. Yeah, so I love the follow the leader, the movement. Like, this is a go, go, go kind of energy. I feel like you have a hard time being stagnant. And now is really a time for you to be putting yourself out there into the world to see what adventures you might find, to see what you might learn, to open your eyes to new things. You are not meant to be standing still at this time. You're trying to figure out where you are, who you are, where you want to be, where you're going. It's all just kind of unfolding step by step every day. And it's like you can't see the next step in front of you. It's foggy, but you trust and you just keep going. You know that there's always going to be something for you to experience, something for you to learn. And the balancing act is, you know, it's giving the energy of accepting who you are, accepting where you are, and like not being so hard on yourself for the past versions of you and what mistakes they may have made and things they may have done that you don't necessarily agree with now, right? Having grace and compassion and love for the past versions of you that brought you to where you are today. A lot of hard lessons were learned. A lot of undesirable choices were made. And I think you're figuring out how to love yourself anyway. How to love those aspects of yourself that made those choices and brought you to where you are, because there's space for all of it. And all of it is deserving of love. And there's kind of a double balancing act going on in this image, with the ship on the, what looks like a bubble to me, or the glass sphere that is also balancing on this tightrope. That's a double balancing act right there. So, you know, it's also kind of balancing the head and the heart, balancing the versions of you, like the kind of programming that you have that doesn't align with the you that you have become and are continuing to become. So, you know, balancing the healing and the reprogramming and the addressing issues with the having fun and moving forward and making new choices and having new experiences. It's kind of the balance between the old and the new, a balance between healing and growing at the same time. There's kind of a lot happening inside you. And I feel like your soul wants you to know that it's okay to keep moving forward. All of these things can exist at once. So that's another truth of your soul that's revealing itself, is the ability to balance these things in harmony and to understand that there is space for all of these experiences to coexist. And it doesn't have to be sad or overwhelming or disheartening. You know, this is just an experience of life. And it is ever changing. This isn't going to be forever. This is going to transform into something new. And so there's also a lot of acceptance energy here. And there's a purity that you're discovering about life, of like, it's just going to flow. Life is just going to happen. And what matters is how I show up. How I show up in life, how I show up for myself, how I show up for others, how I show up for the things that I value and find important. Taking responsibility for your actions and the way that your life unfolds. Realizing what part you play in all of this. And because it is your life, you are the main character and you are the major role and you play the biggest part in this. So you're stepping up and standing up into yourself and saying, like, this is my life. I'm going to take control of the situation and make it my own in a healthy way, of course. It's more of a taking responsibility and taking matters into your own hands and taking action, as opposed to letting life kind of unfold for you and happen to you. You know, this is really being present and living life to its fullest, to your best ability. Okay, I love it. And 11 is also a number of transitions and transformations and changes. And so while you have just experienced a rebirth in your soul, there's also a lot more transformation to take place. You're also in the beginning of a new transformation. We are always in the act of creating ourselves. Okay. So let's see. Let's just pull a couple more cards for whatever else you might need to know at this time. Listening. Elephants might be a significant animal or symbol for you, as well as music could be an important thing in your life. What? It's the bone collector. I was just talking about this. I totally forgot that this card was in this deck. That's amazing. I love this. Okay. So that's 111 coming out right there. Also the number 1. Listening to the call of your soul. Feeling a lot more in tune with yourself at this time. And your soul is calling to you to listen, to listen, to listen. Listen to your spirit guides, listen to your guardian angels, listen to yourself, your intuition, listen to your heart, listen. Be present. Take notice of things. You might hear synchronicities through music. Creating music may be a way that you express yourself. Something that is important to you. The bone collector. I love this. The number 1, beginning of a cycle as well. So this card gives big ancestor energy. It also gives the energy of magic and divination and wisdom, and we have the elders here, and then we have the youth here. We have the children, the kids. So I think you're starting this journey of in some aspects you are the elder, in other aspects you are the child still learning, right? So there is an aspect of your life to where you are wise and you have this wisdom to share with the world, but you're also in a space where you're learning something new and getting a fresh start. And this could also be the person that you are following. This is your leader. It could be an ancestor. You could be following in an ancestor's footsteps, whether that be someone who is living or who has passed. Your parents could be leading. This is a teacher, someone that you really look up to almost in a spiritual way. Like you have a connection to this person and you know that they are meant to show you something. And I feel that this is someone who not only has a lot of wisdom to share with you, but they have a lot of personality traits that you admire and wish you could also have. So you're definitely learning from someone. And that's either directly or from a distance. It could be influencers or celebrities or big major players in a certain field, something like that. But it gives, for most of you, it's probably someone that you're working with directly, physically. They're teaching you, you're learning from them, and it's beautiful. I'm hearing it's very harmonious. It makes sense. This could be something that you've tried to learn a few different times, but just couldn't grasp it. And finally, the right person, the right teacher comes along, and you understand. It just makes sense, and things are clicking. Okay, very beautiful energy. So let's see what messages we have from your spirit guides, your higher self, and your future self regarding this situation, these truths of your soul. Okay, what messages do your spirit guides have for you? You may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always figure out what's going on in yours. Love that so much. Yeah. This is really your focus shifting onto yourself. Not even noticing what other people are doing, let alone caring all that much. It's like their life is none of your business. You see people doing something that you don't necessarily agree with, or you're just observing other people as they move through your lives, and you're saying, that's very interesting. It's also none of my business. So not getting involved in other people's drama. I'm not getting involved in anything that is not aligned with you. So you're being a lot more discerning with your energy and not just getting swept up in certain situations or certain people's shit. And you're just living for yourself in your life, noticing what's happening to you, noticing what's going on with you. I wonder what it says in the back here. Be true to yourself. Absolutely. Be true to yourself. That is a huge message here for you from your spirit guides. Be true to yourself. Owning your authenticity is the most powerful thing that you can do, especially where we are in the world right now and the way that the energies are aligning in the planets and the stars and just in consciousness right now. The most powerful thing that you can do, the best thing for everybody involved, is for you to be true to yourself and to be your authentic self. The age of authenticity is here. And then message from your higher self, we have start where you are, which is exactly what you're doing. This message is perfect. You're starting where you are as a beginner, as a learner, as a child, someone who needs a leader, someone who's very curious, meeting yourself where you are, accepting that you are in a fresh start, not beating yourself up about it, and just moving forward. It's very exciting. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone. And you can start with yourself. It's kind of the message I'm getting there. So, messages from your higher self. Start where you are. And the message on the back there is talking specifically about love. And I don't feel this is romance, but if that resonates with you, then take that. But it just feels like love in general. The energy of love is something that you're putting into everything that you do, because there's passion behind it. This is a very egoless energy. It's very purely driven. And when we are, because these readings today are focused around tapping into the truth of your soul, it is a very pure energy. It's always very pure, because our soul is the spiritual aspect of ourselves and the ego is our earthly aspect, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the ego. Our egos are beautiful. Do they get us in trouble sometimes? Sure. But that's just a part of the human experience. But the ego is here for so many reasons. Otherwise, we wouldn't be experiencing an ego existence. So embracing more love in your life, spreading more love, and just tapping more into that spiritual energy of love, and sharing it as much as you can. But also, the beginner mindset, acknowledging that you are still a beginner in this specific area, and that is okay. You're having fun with it. You're embracing it. So let's see what messages you have from your future self. You are destined for greatness on the wings of love. Love coming through again. To clarify, the primary roles of love are not to heal, fix, or mend, not to soothe, cure, or ease, not even to refresh, rejuvenate, or restore. Hardly. The primary roles of love are to yahoo, yeehaw, and woohoo. This is a change perspective on what love feels like for you and from you. So there's some really deep healing of the subconscious here. And I think just consciously moving into the energies of love, stepping into joy and happiness and peace and grace and curiosity and all of those beautiful things, that is setting you up for success, and you are destined for greatness. The more that you listen to your heart, the more that you make choices from the place of love, the more successful you are, the closer you get to your goals, the easier the road is, the more experiences you have that just light you up. So being guided to move forward, not from the head, but from the heart. Doing what feels aligned with you. That is what your future self is saying. The advice to give you now, because if you start doing this now, your future self is saying, we already have that. That's just how we operate. That's just a part of the way that we are now. So if that's something that you feel like you've been moving more into, is making choices from the space of love, moving from your heart, acting on intuition, what feels aligned with your soul, then that is your encouragement from your future self to keep doing so. If you haven't yet, now is a great time to start. Your future self says that it will be very beneficial for you, and I think it's going to put your mind at ease. It's going to create more ease in your life. Awesome. So embracing those beautiful energies of love. They are all around us. And let's see. Let's move into how you can continue to work with these truths of your soul. For some of you, this might be love, romance. Who knows? There's a lot of hearts coming out here talking about love a lot. And then we got commitment here with the little hearts and the hands coming together. So this could be a commitment to self, commitment to somebody else, commitment to a passion, a project, a change, a career. I'm hearing commitment to not giving up, commitment to persistence and perseverance and showing up for yourself this time, right? So yeah, that is one of the ways that you can continue to work with these truths of your soul, is to be committed to yourself, stay strong, hold your vision, keep moving towards the things that you desire. And keep expressing yourself authentically, committing to being your authentic self, whatever that means for you, and allowing the layers of the walls and the shell and the self-preservation layers to kind of open up and shed a little bit. Some of those you just do not need anymore. Opening yourself up, because there's stars in here as well. There's hearts and stars. And in the center of their hand here is a star. You're shining bright. This is prosperity and success. And just stay committed. Stay committed to the path that you're on. Stay committed to yourself. Keep showing up and doing the things, because it's really going to pay off. Oh yeah. I love this metamorphosis card coming over the number 11, the transformation energy. Metamorphosis. Allow yourself to continue to change. Embrace this. Be in that flow. Just accept where you are and accept where you're going. And that life is a mystery sometimes. And you are here to live it and to experience it. Not to dictate it, control it, tell it what to do. Like, can we create our own reality? Yes, absolutely. But it is not a rigid, forced thing. We create within our flow. We do not create within resistance. So being in the flow with yourself and embracing these beautiful changes that are coming in for you. The butterflies, it's gorgeous. And even the flamingos here are like butterfly wings. Major transformation. And the home. So you have 28, 27, 25. Those numbers might be significant. Any of these numbers might. So the home. Be at home within yourself. I think having a safe space within yourself to come home to when you need to rest, rejuvenate, to process, to heal. Wow, this is being comfortable within your own thoughts. Yeah. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's scary in my head. I don't like to spend time there. You should. It gets less scary. It gets less scary the more time you spend, the more you process, the more you understand yourself. There's also something about maybe changing the physical home, changing your physical environment, moving to a new state, new city, new country. Getting outside of what you know, stepping outside the box. Yeah, like the more you change, the more your environment needs to change. So I think the message here, what you're being encouraged to work with, these energies, is mostly the persistence, the commitment, but also the allowing of changes to happen, and maybe changing your physical environment. Whether that is actually moving or moving things around in your home, redecorating, revamping, just changing something about your physical surroundings to match who you are now even better, because there are things that you have outgrown that just don't serve you anymore. They don't light you up like they used to. We've got to get rid of those things. We aren't necessarily meant to have the same home decor, the same clothes, or the same pictures hanging on our walls for 30, 40, 50 years. Like, it's our material possessions are not always meant to be lifelong. We are supposed to purge those things that don't serve us anymore, so we can bring in new stuff that matches how we have changed. It reflects our new version of self. And I really feel strongly for some of you that means moving, physically moving home, going somewhere else, being around different people, different environments, and just change is necessary. Change is beautiful. Change is exciting. And change is a form of love. Okay, so those are all the messages that I have for everyone who chose group number 1. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know in the comments how these messages resonate for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who you feel would benefit from it. And make sure that you keep an eye out for my future videos. And thank you so very much for being here today. Good luck on this journey. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you next time. Hello to everybody who chose pile number 2 with this agate that, I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure exactly what type it is. Could be fossil agate, could be something else. I have so many stones, it is hard to keep track. I'm going to see if I can get the camera to focus on it for you. Kind of. Beautiful. Love it. So this gives me very grounded ancient energy. Let me get group number 2 stone out of there. Very grounded kind of ancient energy. I don't know if you might be an earth sign or connect to earth sign energy. Just really enjoy nature, getting outside, getting grounded, hiking, trees, all that good stuff. I also kind of get like, your energy isn't for everyone, right? So you might find in your life that you only fit into very small pools, very small groups of people, very niche interests, like a close, tight-knit group of friends. Not everyone vibes with your energy, and like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So let's see. Let's kind of get an energy check here. Let's see. Tell me about pile number 2, please. The Lord of Life. All right, let's look into this. I'm reading from the book for these ones. It gives me more of that ancient kind of energy. Let's see. I know the Lord. There it was. There he is. Okay. The Lord of Life. What needs to be set free? What strongly impels you? What inspires you? Where does this lead you? What signs of change have you noticed? What are you holding back from? How can a bridge be built between you and another person? What can you share? I bestow the gift of good beginnings. The ability to step over the threshold boldly is your rightful heritage. The Lord of Life governs the growing influence of the sun, as every planet and tree becomes clothed in green and the sap rises. On his shoulder is a man, and on his other shoulder is a dancing woman, while beneath her a horseman rides away. There are some figures who appear in the Lady of Life card, but now the male figure is ready to move onward. The Lord of Life does not coerce our search for experience, but leaves us free to seek it. In childhood and young adulthood, we are still formulating how our life purpose will unfold. He gently teaches us how to recognize what attracts us and how to be of service, how we can follow our skills and gifts. Legend speaks of the boy Mabon, who was born and then lost from before the beginning of serial time. Only the most ancient animals know where he is. His return brings power and joy back to the world. When we each become aware of our life purpose and use our gifts, Maven is rediscovered anew. Very fresh start energy, spring energy, things coming to life. The cycle of life, the circle of life, the spiral here, beginnings and endings kind of coming as one. Okay, get this. So this is kind of the energies of your soul right now that you're stepping into. The truth of your soul that you're experiencing at this time in your life is you're someone who brings new beginnings for yourself and even for others. Like, you might find that people who cross paths with you they leave a different version of themselves, or they walk away from an interaction with you feeling inspired and like starting something new, or like having this newfound belief in themselves that they can do the things that they pursue. Spring energy and very earth energy. They mentioned trees in that description as well, so wouldn't be surprised if you're an earth sign or connect very closely to earth energy, the color green, just earth spirits even. So let's get a little bit more information about this truth of your soul. Flying. Group number 1 got the home card as well. Yeah, okay. It is time for you to fly. Look at the colors in here. This is very spring. Very much so. Springtime maybe is your favorite season, a significant time for you. You might recognize spring as the beginning of the year. But it is time for you to embrace the version of your soul, the version of yourself that is new. You have very strong creator energy, manifestor energy. This is stepping into the role of creator in your life, moving things forward with purpose and intention. I wouldn't be surprised if you just started a new career or a new project, have some really big ideas or inspirations that you are feeling like taking action on. Maybe you haven't quite yet, but there's a very powerful energy in your soul that is telling you you are a leader, you are a doer, you are a creator, you are strong and you are capable. And you have to bring these ideas to life. Take action. It is time for you to fly. And with the, is that a, unicorn Pegasus. Is that a unicorn? Just a Pegasus? I think it's just a Pegasus. Are unicorns also Pegasus? Is that possible? Or, I don't know. Anyway, sidetracked. The Pegasus is flying over the maze. And the maze gives that kind of spiral energy as well, of like, you've maybe been caught in a loop, caught in a cycle, just going around and around, back and forth, just always feeling like you're not really going anywhere, you're not sure what you're doing or what you're supposed to be doing, and all this took was a perspective shift. Something clicked, and you were like, oh, I don't have to walk through this maze anymore to try to figure out what's going on. I can use my wings and I can fly over it. Boom. You're finding solutions to perceived problems. So these could be, traps that you got yourself into in your mind, obstacles that you looked at and you're like, there's just no possible way. But you overcome. You find a solution. You move around things. You get creative, and you find there's always a way out. There's always a choice of change. And so this could be, group number 1 also got some like subtle love hints, romance messages. So if that's what this is for you, take that message. But this is things really coming together for you. I think a lot of things are being born out of love, a lot of passion projects, a lot of like matters of the heart. I'm hearing matters of the heart coming to a close. So any sort of pain or discomfort that you feel weighs on your heart, that is becoming resolved. There's also collaboration in this. So working together with someone who you love and trust, and, you know, there's a soul connection between you guys, like creating something together. This could be starting a business with a partner or a spouse. This could be starting projects with someone that you love and getting like siblings, friends that you consider to be like siblings, really close family members. This is also a message that you are not alone. You are never alone. You always have someone by your side to support you in the physical and in the spiritual realms. The universe has your back. 8 is the number of self. 8 is also abundance. It's infinity. Love in your life is infinite. Blessings are infinite. I get a very strong spiritual energy about you, to where like life just carries you exactly where you're supposed to be at any given point in time, and you're like, okay, we're doing it. This is where we're at now. But you give very strong earth energy, very pagan, very ancient. And then so we have the number, oh my God, the number 27 with the home card. And this card gives me a sense of home is wherever you are. You are your home base. No one gets it done quite like you do. You are self-reliant. You are independent. You take care of yourself and others, but like you got this. You are driving the ship here. So very independent. And there's also home in nature. Very balanced spiritual and earth energy for you guys. I think your soul has always been your guide, and you may not have realized it or recognized the guidance that you've gotten as your soul guidance, but that's exactly what it is and has been. It's going to continue to be. So this truth of your soul that is revealing itself to you now is so powerful. It's moving the obstacles, or moving you away from the obstacles even. It's coming together with yourself. I think it's, you know, that unity between the soul and the body, the physical and the spiritual. You're finding balance between those two, and it's moving you forward in ways that maybe you didn't know were possible. Very beautiful messages there. So let's see what messages you have from your spirit guides, your higher self, and your future self. All right. From your spirit guides, you have see me in their eyes. Whenever conferring with another, either face-to-face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or sentient tree, always speak to the highest within them. It makes such a difference. All right, my camera battery just died, so I will be right back. And we are back. Not sure if you heard that ever so subtly whispered profanity before I had to go change the battery, but oops. All right. Something about the camera framing is different now too. I don't know, whatever. We're here. It is what it is. Okay. So where was I? I'm going to read that card again to refresh my memory. Okay. See me in their eyes. Okay, whenever conferring with another, either face-to-face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or sentient tree, always speak to the highest within them. It makes such a difference. P.S. Yeah, as if some trees weren't sentient. Okay. I'm actually going to put this down here. I didn't do this for group number 1. Every group, not every group, but usually when I do readings for different groups of people or different individuals, like, their spread is generally, within the same themes, but very different for the amount of cards that I pull for each thing. And I'm just reading the energy here. I'm just going with it. Anyway, so you are someone who sees the best in people. And that's not, a blind optimism or a naiveness, or it's not like a delusional thing. You just see the truth of someone. You see the truth of who people are. And you speak to others as if they are human beings, which sounds so simple and basic, but not everybody does that. Some people interact with others as if they are a threat or beneath them or above them. You speak to people as if they are equals, regardless of their perceived intelligence, the way that they look, their status, where they're from. All of those things don't matter. You see a human being. And you speak to other people as if they are equals, and you speak to people as if they matter. And you help others understand and see and feel that, yes, they do matter. You make people feel special because you see the light in them. And that is so magical. That is so powerful. And that is huge, because when you can help others see the illumination of their own light, they can more easily access it for themselves and say, hey, like, group number 2 made me feel like I'm special and I'm totally capable of starting my own business. And so, I feel confident. I feel good about myself. I think I'm going to go out and do this. Like, you shine a light on other people's light. And you treat other things as if they are equal as well. Animals, plants, even, inanimate objects, everything has energy. And so you treat things and people and others with respect and dignity and worthiness. And that, that is such a beautiful thing. And I think that is something that people appreciate about you the most. And they might not even fully recognize that that's what's happening. You might not even recognize it, but this is a truth of your soul. This is a piece of who you are. So, all right, let's see. So those are the messages from your spirit guides. They've been watching you do this. They've been watching you embrace this part of your soul. And it might be hard sometimes for you because of some of the situations you find yourself in with other people where you're like, I always saw the light in you. How could you betray me like this? Or how could you turn around and treat me like this when all I ever did was love you and accept you? The fuck is that about? So that might be something that you've dealt with in life or are dealing with right now. But it is not a reflection of who you are. Well, it is kind of a reflection of who you are, but it's not a reflection of your true self. It's a reflection of them being reflected off of you, if that makes sense. Interesting. Okay, so it's let's see what messages from your higher self are coming through. Okay. There isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. Woof. Very powerful energy. Like, you are someone that people look up to. Again, like that leader status. I think this is you fully accepting and stepping into that position that either you are in, that you could be a leader in work, or you could just be kind of a person that people looked up to in general, just a leader in life. Very stoic, kind of strong, mountain-esque energy. But I feel like right now is a time for you to fully accept that this is just who you are. This is a truth of who you are, is that people admire you. People look up to you. People may have certain expectations of you, and you don't have to please those people, obviously. You don't have to always feel the pressure of leadership. I think this is something you can sink into a little bit more naturally. But you might find yourself in positions where people treat you differently because they've put you on a pedestal. People want to acknowledge your greatness. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's something about the way that you receive it is like, oh God, yeah, like, does it have to be like this? Like, maybe the attention's too much, or you're just like tired of feeling like people are just sucking up to you, or always doting on you, or starry-eyed when they look at you. It's not a bad thing. That is a reflection of who you are. You are a powerful presence of leadership. You are a role model. God, what a blessing. And I think this happens naturally because you hold yourself to certain standards. You prioritize things that other people either overlook or think are too difficult. People admire you for good reason. You are someone to be admired, to be appreciated. And I think, that's what it is. Ooh, I just got chills. The aspect of yourself that needs to be acknowledged is that you are a leader. And you maybe need to start looking at some of the things that you do that people admire and start admiring those things about yourself. Or even new things. You can admire things about yourself that other people don't even get to see about you, don't even know exist. You need to start admiring yourself, loving yourself, putting yourself in a higher regard, Shine your light on yourself. Look at yourself and love yourself, basically is what it comes down to. See the things that you love about yourself and admire them, embrace those, celebrate those things. You need to start loving yourself and looking up to yourself the way that other people do, and then it'll be easier to take those compliments and all of that admiration from others as well. And it's not a boasty, braggy type of thing. It's yeah, this is who I am. Shine your light, own your power, stand in it, accept it. You can be humble and still think you're the greatest thing to walk this earth. Like, you're finding a balance between those two things. It's really important for you to admire yourself, though. Yeah, because there isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. The only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. Interesting. Be more discerning about the people that you let into your sphere, your close circle of friends. On the top of the deck here too is "You are adored," which I actually have a little stone in my bathroom with a little heart painted on it that says "You are adored." I love that message so much. Don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you. Wow, that's a very beautiful message. I'm going to put that right there because it's kind of just what we talked about. Loving yourself. There's no one more lovable and loved than you. Love, 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 love is a big theme, and it's love of self and acceptance that other people love you. Acceptance of self, ultimately. So, yeah, back to that message of being more discerning about the people that you let into your life, let into your sphere, the people that you love. It's going to be a close circle, but that's for the best, because you only trust those who show their true selves to you. You trust people who meet themselves where they are. You admire, you find it very honorable when people can be loyal to themselves. And you admire people who look up to themselves. Interesting. Self-improvement, self-growth, personal accountability. You admire other people who hold themselves to certain standards and don't waver because they value that about themselves, you know? People who know what they value, they know what's important, and they know what to prioritize. I think you admire people who are very strong of spirit and very sure of themselves. And so you are kind of only letting people into your sphere who emulate something that you desire or something that you love about yourself. You like people who can challenge you, who help you strive to be your best. And I don't think you necessarily discern friend versus foe as much as like friend versus acquaintance or friend versus someone who I kind of keep over there because your energy just does not align with theirs in the ways that you want them to be close with you, you know? And I feel like you can trust yourself to discern the difference between someone who to let close and someone who maybe can be kept at a distance. And that's okay, because not everybody's meant to be let into our lives like that, right? So, you know, some people might be kind of jealous of you or of the people that get to be close to you because they're like, man, I want some more of like what group number 2's got. Love their energy, want some of that. I think you can tell the difference. This is probably something you are stepping into now more than previously, but like you can tell the difference between someone who genuinely cares for you and loves you for who you are and someone who just loves your light, loves your energy, and wants to be around you and wants what you have. There's a big difference between those things, and they may present themselves similarly, but you have the ability to discern the difference. Interesting. Okay. We have, so those are the messages from your higher self. And we have the messages from your future self coming out now. These cards are kind of strange sometimes, and I don't love it, but they have good messages. I don't know. I don't use this deck very often, but I wanted to come out and play today. So, Yeehaw. Yeehaw is your card. Very pretty colors on this, though. When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, which is literally what we were just talking about, I recommend valuing their yeehaw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. I recommend valuing their yeehaw quality above all others. What's it like? Is it Yiddish or the chutzpah? Their razzle dazzle, that special little thing that makes them unique. When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, okay, so even more message of discernment about the people that you let into your life is coming in from your future self. So, oh God, I just feel this, like, look at these colors. They're like bright and vibrant. They're also like warm and comfortable and calm, but like exciting and different and unique. And they kind of have their own little special quality. Each color is beautiful for a different reason, right? I think that reflects the people who you're deciding get to be in your life. So that discernment is paying off. It's kind of what your future self is saying. Like, relationships are going to be of importance for you. Probably starting now, but definitely in the near distant future, whatever. Near distant future. Anyway, notice people's sparkle. I think the people that surround you in your life are going to have very special, unique qualities. And these are going to be people that you hold very close to your heart. You know, people that are in your life because there's no one like them. You can't replace them. Friends, the people that you choose to let into your life, they're not disposable because you have put so much thought and attention and to who gets to enter your sphere. And these, you know, you have very close, tight connections, meaningful connections, and that's what you value the most. And I feel like it's going to be a very social rest of the year for you. These readings are timeless, by the way. I always forget to mention that. They are timeless, but if you're watching at the time that this video is recorded and posted, we are in the last few months of 2024. So it's going to be a very social rest of the year for you, but it's also probably going to be a very social next few years for you. On and off, of course, but like your relationships are going to be very heavily prioritized. I think you're going to find more people at work that you can trust. Kind of this close community of people that you can envision yourself getting close to and getting to know and trusting with certain matters of work. Maybe even being friends outside of work. I think I'm not getting like romance, love, relationship vibes here, but obviously these messages translate to that area of your life as well. It's really focused on like friends and coworkers and like creating that relationship dynamic and like figuring out who you can trust and who you love and who you want to be closer to and let really into your life to get to see you and get to know you. And some people might tell you that you're too picky or you have too high standards, whatever it is, but no, you're just discerning. You're fucking special, right? And only people that you see fit are allowed into your life. And that's just the way it is. I think that's how we all should be. I think everybody should be very discerning about the people they let into their lives and not in a toxic kind of way, but like, you know, in a way that says, hey, I know my worth and I know who I am and I know what aligns with me and what doesn't. So, cool. Very good messages there. I feel like that wraps it up. That wraps it up for your future self. Those are the messages from your future self. So I feel like your future self is also saying like, hey, it gets good. Like, we've got friendships that'll last a lifetime. You'll see. Just wait. You'll see. Lastly, here we're going to pull some cards on how you can continue to work with these truths of your soul at this time. I just realized I've been shuffling like right in front of the microphone too, so I hope that's like just some really juicy ASMR and not blowing out your eardrums. I also move back and forth from the microphone a lot, so I feel like there's times where I'm like screaming into the microphone. Wow, okay. So I'm just gonna spread things out a little bit more. It won't be straight. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, so wide open. Strength for sure. I don't like, yeah, I just felt strength energy coming from you guys this whole time. So there it is with the number 44 as well. A little like balancing situation here. I will get to the description of this image, like my interpretation of this image. Let's put these over here as well. Just getting organized. Can you line up? Okay. So one more. So we went from 42 to 44. Oh. Oh my god. I was wondering if another 40 was going to come out. 42 to 44 to 45. I love that so much. Numbers. I wanted to say numbers mean a lot to me, which like they do, but that sounds so weird. Numbers are very significant in my eyes and in my experience. So if any of these numbers mean anything to you, take that as confirmation, validation. Oh boy, okay, so how can you better embrace these truths of the soul that are being revealed to you at this time, which I feel, keep an open mind, keep an open heart. I feel like the world is your oyster right now. Like, you have so many things available to you. I love the image of this woman, like, looking out over the land, and you can't see what's beyond. You can't see what she's looking at. She just looks like she's staring into the light. And then with the Strength card, she's holding the world in her hand. The world is yours to accept and embrace as you please. Like, what do you want? It's yours. I feel like it's as simple as that. Your options are wide open. You can have whatever you desire. And the little butterfly here, this kind of gives like guardian angel vibes. Someone's looking out for you. Someone's watching over you and encouraging you to, hey, that thing that you're looking at over there, that thing that you keep staring at, that you think is so cool, you want to see up close, like, go get it. Go see it. Take that leap of faith. You got to find out. You got to find out. I think there's definitely energy of, like, you don't want to have regrets here. I'm getting, like, heavy fire energy. So if you are a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that could be confirmation for you. But it's very much like, you don't have to just admire those things over there. You can have them. What do you want? This might be a really good time for you to get clear on your desires and what you want more of in your life. What do you seek to experience? So the Strength card here, it's kind of off camera, but try not to get the glare. She's very graceful. This is not strength of endurance and how much can I stand, you know? How much can I take? It's not how much weight can I hold or how good am I at balancing, like how strong am I? It's how do you handle the situations in which you have to be strong? She's handling this with such grace and beauty and poise and elegance and a little eccentricity, like doing this in her own way. This is her own version of being strong. That's what you're being called to find as well. That's a truth that I think's being revealed to you or is going to be revealed to you, is what strong looks like for you. What does it mean for you to be strong? What is your version of strength? Because it's not going to look like everybody else's. There is strength in sensitivity. There is strength in creativity. There is strength in walking away from a situation. There is strength in persevering to find solutions. Rewriting your definition of strength, I think, is going to help you move forward in so many ways and help you let go of any guilt or regret or shame or anything like that. Redefine strength for yourself. Strength is when you do what is best in the situation. You do what's most aligned. And strength sometimes is prioritizing yourself over others. Most of the time, the situations that require strength are the ones that require us to be strong for ourselves first and foremost, to do what's best for us in order to then help others, because we can't give from a place of lack. So we have to make sure that we are our whole selves. Love that message so much. Okay, and then we have the sad embrace. I got sad boy vibes. There's a part of you that thrives in the light, and there's a part of you that thrives in the darkness. I think you're going to experience both spaces in your life. I think you have experienced great sadness and experienced great joy and happiness and fulfillment. It's part of your experience here. It's part of your soul's experience in this life, on this earth. I think your perspective of sadness is so very different than everybody else's. The way you experience things like loss and grief and sadness and heartache are very, very different. Obviously, it's true for everybody, but you know, you might hear people talk about their experiences and you just can't relate. Or you notice that your experience was vastly different and you wonder why that is. Maybe wondering if something's wrong with you, if you need to change something, if you need to be different, but no. Embrace your experience, meet yourself where you are. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in any one emotion. Allow things to fluctuate. I'm hearing you have wings that can carry you, because in this image, this person has wings and they are sat there curled up in a ball, experiencing sadness, experiencing an emotion. And in my mind right now, those wings represent joy and happiness. And it's just a matter of like, I think that's what you let carry you, is happiness and fulfillment and joy and those positive experiences and all the love. And then, you know, you still hold space for heavy emotion. You hold space for mourning and grief and processing, you know, what's lost, what never was, what you wish could be. Introspection and depth. Deep, deep philosophical experiences. There's space for all of it, and acknowledging that duality within yourself and realizing that you can fluctuate between the two and not have to be stuck in any one place. You are allowed to experience your whole range of emotions and observe them objectively and not let them define you. Don't let your emotions define you. Don't let your experiences define you. Don't let your past define you. That's something I think here that you are learning at this time with this truth of your soul. Part of your soul's contract is to experience high highs and low lows. And the things in between, of course. So embracing that truth and finding strength within yourself to experience all of those things. And tools and resources that help you move through the times that are a little bit more difficult, a little bit more sticky. Loving yourself in the process and having grace for all of the experiences. And these two images are like very similar to where there's the blue sky and the white lights here. And then we have the blue sky and the white clouds. Like this is sun and moon energy right here is what that gives me. So it's duality, balance, embracing it all. Okay, it's also like divine counterpart energy in that, to where it's like opposites coming together and coexisting and not opposing each other. Okay, fantastic. I believe that concludes the messages for you, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here, for watching this video, taking these messages in, connecting to spirit, connecting to yourself. I wish you so much luck and so much love on your journey, and sending so much love to your soul and all these pieces of yourself. And I hope to see you in the next video. Please comment below how these messages resonate for you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share these videos with anyone that you feel would benefit from these messages. And I will see you next time. Hello to everybody who chose group number 3. Oh, let me get group number 2 stone out of here. I forgot to do that in the last one too. Hello, group number 3, everyone who chose the black tourmaline stone. I'm gonna see if I can get a little focus on. These stones are so beautiful. Okay, there she is. She's shiny. She got ridges. So, black tourmaline is a stone of protection. It cleanses, it rejects negative energy, return to sender vibes. Immediately it kind of gave me the message of like being very selective. So you might be someone who is very particular, very specific. That's going to blend in there. Oh well, it's fine. You can sit there. So let's get into your messages here. All right. The Initiator. Beautiful. Love that contrast of the red and the black there as well. I read from the book for these specific cards, so let me get that real quick. The Initiator. Da-da-da-da. These are not in alphabetical order, so please be patient with me. Play some elevator music in your head while I find this. There it is. Okay. Only you can welcome the next phases. Whatever seemed dormant begins to move rapidly now. Whatever the outcome, be sure that it will involve change. A move of place, job, or condition of life is being heralded. Being part of things is better than standing aside. Yeah. There's like a kind of intense energy coming from this group. Very serious, go-getter, taking things very seriously. Make sure this is focused. And that could just be right now in a specific situation of your life. That could just be who you've always been. Sorry, I'm just readjusting this. This could be a new piece of yourself that you are realizing. Whatever threshold you are hovering near must be crossed soon. By putting off the inevitable, you increase your pain. The worry that eats at you is made worse by hesitation and the... I don't know that word. Oh well. Moving forward. The prevarication? Word. Presence of avoidance, maybe? Embrace the change so that you can live in freedom once again. The change that shackle you. So, yeah. The look on her face, she's kind of like, ugh. I don't know if you can see it. Come on, come into focus. I wish you could see her face better. Oh my goodness. This is so close. But, she's kind of like... It's almost like being prompted to initiate something. Okay. Anywho, I find the openings and bring the changes so that potentialities can grow. So this is a part of your soul that you're realizing now, is that you have what it takes to make things happen. You just have to move. You just have to go for it. That might be something people have told you in the past, is like, you can do whatever you want, you just have to do it. You don't need more information, you don't need more skills, you don't need to fix anything, be someone else. Like, you could just go do it. Just do the thing. Just try it. If it doesn't work out, okay, pick something else. The Initiator is the mistress of shape-shifting. She is known by her cauldron, which alchemically changes whatever's put into it. She initiates seekers after knowledge into the wide reality that unites our world with the other world. Her words are hard for me today. Initiatory changes bring what is potential into a creative state once more. Okay. Okay. There's just a little bit of a story there. So, you are the Initiator. the keeper of alchemy almost. So I don't know. I just get this energy of you not being sure of yourself and not being sure of the action that you want to take, or like holding yourself back. But like you're being guided towards this initiator energy. And for you to realize that this is a piece of who you are, is someone who can... I heard you're someone who can make mountains out of molehills, which typically means making a huge deal out of something that's not really even a problem in the first place. But in this sense, it's coming through as like an alchemy type of thing, to where someone looks at a molehill and they're like, oh God, we're never going to make this mountain. How are we going to possibly make this a mountain? And you're like, don't be so skeptical. I got this. Let me show you how it's done. I think when prompted, or like when pushed into a corner, you're someone who can look at a situation and be like, oh yeah, I got this. I'll make it happen. I'll make it work. You have the power of determination in you when you're not being shackled by self-doubt or procrastination or fear of losing something, fear of failure, fear of success even is a thing. So the energy you're being invited to embrace and step into, this piece of your soul, this truth, is the fact that you can alchemize a situation. You can take things in your life that you don't desire and turn them into something that you do. You can get rid of what you don't want and bring in something new. You are powerful. Step into your power. You have the power to change things that you want to change. Let's see some more about this truth. There's Aries energy in here. A little bit of Scorpio energy. Okay. Love it. Yeah. Encouragement. You're being encouraged. You are being so encouraged. I think all the cards with giraffes in this deck have 2 giraffes in them. Giraffes are symbolize family, I believe, as well. Gentle encouragement from the universe here. Oh, you have the number 9 coming out twice. 5 and 4 is 9. So that might be a significant number for you. Hearing for some of you it might be an age where something significant happened, or it's a number that you see repeated a lot. So you're being encouraged to take yourself out of the storm fields, right? There's also the duality here of like, while something tragic is happening back here, there's still beautiful flowers blooming here. They're still radiant. There's still beauty here. So again, it's like taking something sad or tragic and making it something beautiful. So not only are you able to actually alchemize and make huge changes on a grand scale in your life, but you can also do that on a small scale within yourself and by changing perspective, right? So it's like, what are you going to focus on? Where's your mental energy going? I think that's something to be aware of, is what you spend most of your time thinking about. And how much of your time is spent thinking versus doing and actually taking initiative on things. So where you might be someone who likes to move slowly, who likes to be calculated and sure of themselves before they take the next step, you're finding a piece of yourself and you're being asked and guided towards the part of you that like, I'm hearing the part of you that gives no fucks, the part of you that just wants to go do it, just wants to find out, just wants to take something you don't like and turn it into something that is good and aligned with you. So if there are areas of your life where you are dissatisfied and you've been allowing that to happen, you've been accepting it and just sticking with it, reevaluate, change your perspective, empower yourself, take this initiator energy and make something that you do want, something that's aligned with you. Okay. Oh, my candle just went out. Oh well. So that is part of the truth of your soul that's being revealed to you. So it's really getting out of your head about yourself or about a situation and listening to your soul, listening to your spirit. It's a big transition for you. It's probably not going to be easy. It might be something that happens over a period of time, but be easy on yourself, believe in yourself, have grace for yourself. So let's see what messages we have from your spirit guides. Things are not as they appear. Love the colors in this image too. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. Love is not something that should be priced in the first place. Things are not as they appear because, oh God, I love, that's the message right there. I'm actually going to flip that over. Things are not as they appear. Thank you to your spirit guides, because holy shit, are things not the way that they appear. Your lens has you getting down. Your lens has you feeling defeated. Your perspective has you feeling like that the odds are stacked against you. But that is not the truth. And you're going to see that really soon if you haven't already been coming into that. Things are not as they appear, they're better. Things are so much better than they appear. And if you just shift yourself out of that lens of lack, the lens of everything's going wrong, start seeing what is right, what is good, what is aligned, what feels beautiful. It's everywhere. Things are not as they appear because they're better. Start noticing that. You're going to start noticing that. I think that's going to be really, really big. I'm hearing resolution and revolution for you. So it is the resolve of your hardships. It's the resolve of your heartaches and your pain and your past experiences that left you feeling like you've been neglected in some way, like the universe lost your address. And you're like, yeah, life's good, just not for me. That perspective is shifting. It's absolutely changing because things are good for you. Things are great for you. Things are very positive for you. You're going to start noticing that. And it's, some of that is subconscious programming. It's disbelief out of, past experiences, trauma responses, whatever it is. Like, your mind believes it has a reason to see everything as being really shitty right now. And that may have been a perspective that served you in the past, once or twice, but it's not anymore. So, you can start to kind of shed that and start to notice the good. Start to notice things to be grateful for. Spend extra time and attention on the things every single day that light you up, as big or as small as they are. Waking up in the morning, the sun shining, having a nice bed to sleep in, like breakfast, shower, the feeling of the water running down your skin. The sun is shining, the grass is green. There's so many little things to be grateful for every single day, and there's so much beauty surrounding you. It's ridiculous. I think the people in your life are also something to be very, very grateful for. Your accomplishments, acknowledge just how far you've come. See yourself in a brighter light, in a better light. So this absolutely just starts so deeply within. And just make sure that you have grace for yourself in this process. It's not always easy and it's not always quick, but it's in your best interest to pull yourself out of whatever lens, the illusionary lens that you've been seeing yourself and your life through, and start to notice things for what they are, because things are not as they appear. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. Love can be given and love can be received with more ease. Yeah, doesn't have to be earned, doesn't have to be transactional, it doesn't have to be, well, you did this for me, so I'm going to do this for you. No. Love flows in many different shapes and forms, and I think you're going to start to realize those a lot more deeply. So messages from your higher self. Forgiveness. Of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs. Yeah. Forgiveness is for yourself, not for others. Kind of got that message here with the love of like, the lower the price of your love, the higher its value. Love can be given to those who you have deemed unworthy of your love. And it's not actively loving them per se. It's not necessarily meaning that you have to go express your love to people who have wronged you, hurt you, betrayed you in some fashion. That love kind of ties into that forgiveness, to where it's not for them, it's for you. It's not saying, I justify your actions, it's okay. No, forgiveness is saying, it happened, I've accepted it, and I choose to move forward. I choose to let go of the heaviness and the sadness. I do not want this to dictate my life anymore. I forgive. Holding on to anger is choosing to live in the past to some degree. So, how much do you want to gain? How much do you want to learn? How much do you want to move forward? Choosing forgiveness helps you see the resolve. Choosing forgiveness helps you see the beauty in a situation. It also helps you move forward and be free and be yourself. You know, it's wild how much we can hold on to without realizing it, or feeling like we're supposed to hold on to anger and resentment and those types of things, when it just depends on what you value, what you prioritize. Is it your happiness, your peace of mind, or is it ensuring that this person knows that you hate them? You know, what's important to you? What do you want to experience? And making choices that align with that. If you don't want to be angry or spiteful, start the process of forgiveness. And you can forgive yourself for some things as well. At the very least, you can send compassion to others, send love to others. Hope and pray that others can embrace compassion and love as well, that they find it within their hearts to forgive and to be better versions of themselves too, right? Okay, so that's a message from your higher self. That one's feels intense, feels deep. We're also going to get a message from your future self. Love this. Okay. I love it. So on the bottom of the deck, top of the deck, whatever, you know what to do. You know what to do. I love that. I feel like that message is relevant here. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart, because truly it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up to your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind, the universe. Our minds are beautiful. Our minds are brilliant. Our minds are so important to us, and they serve so much purpose and so much function. And like, love your mind. Absolutely love your mind. But when it comes to a matter of head over heart, choose your heart, follow your heart, listen to your instincts. Don't overanalyze, don't overthink, don't get stuck in that head energy. Our minds are there to help us discern, to decide, to decipher. And there's absolutely space for that. We need that, obviously. That's why we have it. But when it comes to choosing, go with your heart. And if you find your heart and your head battling with each other, choose your heart, because your head will realize that it was stuck in fear. Your head will realize, oops, I was trying to defend myself from something that didn't exist, or I was trying to prevent something that we didn't even know if it was going to happen. It was a total shot in the dark, right? So your mind was in a totally different mode than your heart, because our minds serve a very different purpose than our hearts do. And your heart wants to lead you to what's best for you, to what's aligned with you, because our hearts are very connected to our souls. Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so happy that message came out. Okay. So the original card that I pulled. You were born with that it quality. You got that thing. So, do you want to know what's really beautiful? Confidence. Do you want to know what's really powerful? Persistence. Do you want to know what's really sexy? Not needing to be needed. And if still they don't notice your good looks, your strength, and your sachet, could you feel more sorry for them? Okay. This is loving yourself regardless of what other people say or think. And this is that energy of like not giving a rat's ass what other people's opinions of you are. The people whose opinions you value the most are the ones that you can take into consideration. But even then, people's opinions are layered with their own perceptions and experiences. So take people's compliments into consideration, take people's criticisms into consideration, their feedback into consideration, but you don't have to hold it as truth. You don't have to hold too tightly to something that causes you pain or doesn't resonate with you. If it doesn't feel good in your body, in yourself, then maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's not for you. And this is also noticing yourself for who you are, noticing the truth of yourself, and that you are confident and persistent and sexy, and you don't need to be needed. Your value is not dependent on how much you can provide to others. And your value also isn't dependent on how much other people can provide for you. You are valuable and loved and important because you exist and because you are a presence of goodness on this earth. Once that perspective shift hits, you're going to start to notice these things about yourself. So that's a message from your future self. I think both of these were, because your future self is very heart-focused, I still see you using the mind very much, but using the mind in much wiser ways. Using the mind for what it's meant to be used for instead of overthinking, worrying, and wondering. Your mind is being used for learning and expansion and observation and connection and stimulation and intellectual stimulation. And your heart is guiding you. And I think that kind of helps you also let go of resistance so that you can start to see yourself for who you are, because future you sees you as someone who is absolutely radiant. You see your uniqueness and you flaunt it, you own it. You present yourself as your true self with confidence and ease, because you've accepted all that is great about you. And that is part of that a huge lens shift there. is looking at things from a totally different perspective, a perspective of abundance as opposed to lack. So you're able to see what beautiful abundance you hold within yourself and how to use that even more. Oh, I love that. Okay, so now finally we are going to see how you can work with these truths of your soul a little bit closer. The wishing well. The wishing well. Solitude. I guess I'm gonna do 3. Oh, group number 2 got this card too in the same freaking placement. I love that so much. Okay, so you also got 2 numbers in the 40s, 48, 44. Let's see. So you got 9, 3, 9, 12, which reduces to 3 again, 44, and the number 4, or 13. Okay, so any of those numbers may be significant for you. You may see those repeating numbers, or they can have some sort of importance in your life. So how you can work with these truths of your soul, the wishing well. What do you want? You know, when you stand in the well, the fountain, whatever it is, and you're holding that coin and you need to make a wish, you got to decide what it is that you want. You need to be decisive in that moment and say, this is what I want. No doubt, no hesitation. Throw it in. Bring it on. Confidence, if I can use my words. And decisiveness. Get clear on what it is that you desire. You might not be used to being able to ask for the things that you want, but you are in the position now to ask for the things that you want. So go ahead and do it. Start making that shit come true. It's your life. It's your life. If you're not going to ask for it or go out and get it or do it, nobody else will. You have to stand up for yourself in ways that, you know, you haven't had to before. This is some grown-up shit. This is creating the life that you desire and realizing that you are now in a place and in the position to where you can do so. You can pull yourself out of situations that don't serve you anymore and bring yourself into the ones that do. Strength, that's your strength. And look at, I always describe this, my interpretation of this image. So her focus here, there we go, is not on how much weight she can hold. Her focus is not on how strong she looks or how much she can bear, how much she can carry. Her focus is on grace and acceptance. She's doing this her own way. She's being herself. She's like, oh, you need me to carry the world real quick? I got you, and I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to be weird and quirky and eccentric and beautiful and elegant and graceful and mindful while I do this. Don't worry, I got it. And it's not like, I feel like this is that not being strong out of the need to be strong or needing to prove to yourself or others that your strength is a huge part of who you are. Like, you're coming out of the space in life where you feel like you have to be strong or prove to others that you are strong. It's just not necessary. Like, you have gone through things in your past that made you stronger, so you have strength within you. You don't have to keep proving to yourself that you're strong. You just know that you are. But you don't want to be in positions anymore to where you have to be strong. You have to, you know, you don't want the hardships. You're moving into a place to where you can be like, putting your strength towards making dreams come true. Putting your strength towards the things that you create for yourself. Your strength is your intention. And you're doing this with grace and beauty and elegance, and you're doing it in your own fantastic way. And you might find yourself in more bouts of solitude during this time. as these energies settle in, as you shift and change and you start to accept yourself as a version of you that's being presented, you know, the changes that are being made, and settling into all of that, you might find yourself in more solitude, and that's okay. But don't be afraid to step out of that sometimes, to be surrounded by like-minded people. One of the ways that maybe you can start to process some of this is journaling, voice notes, talking. I'm hearing talking to yourself on a regular basis, like talking yourself through things or speaking out loud to understand what's unfolding for you, getting clear on your desires, really getting to know yourself, being with yourself, understanding yourself, and allowing yourself to change and flow and observing it. So it's a time of solitude that's for the purpose of growth and not the purpose of isolation, right? Find a balance in that, because it might be easy for you to slip into isolation. But just know when it's time for you to see and be seen by others, and when it's time for you to be with yourself and spend time with you, right? It's a fine balance. But that was wonderful, wonderful reading, delightful messages. Thank you so much for being here. That's everything that I have for you, group number 3. Please let me know in the comments how these messages resonate with you, if you see these things playing out in your life already, or if you're just excited to see how things unfold. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Share this video and these messages with people who you think would benefit from them. And I'm sending you so much love and encouragement on your journey. This is going to be a huge breakthrough for you. It's very exciting. Yeah, and thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.